Devaki Nandanaya cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 31, chapter entitled Narada Instructs the Prachetas. So I think we are going to go from text 4 to 8. So if someone wants to read the text. Yes, please, go ahead.
Prabhuji, would you like us to share the screen, Prabhuji?
Yes, please.
Okay, Prabhuji. Vrishabhanu Mataji, do you have book, Mataji? Do you want to start reading?
No, Mataji, I don't have book.
Okay, Mataji. Anyone who does and who can start reading the shloka?
Hare Krishna, pranams Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji, please.
So you won't be able to share?
Tamagadam tanuttaya pranipatyaabhinandya cha pujayitva yada desham sugasenam atha bhuvan. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, translation also, Mataji.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As soon as the Prachetas saw that the great sage Narada had appeared, they immediately got up even from their asanas. As required, they immediately offered obeisances and worshipped him. And when they saw that Narada Muni was properly seated, they began to ask him questions. Yes.
Next verse, please.
Prabhuji, would you like us to read the purport also, Prabhuji, or just the verse and translation?
Yeah, yes, please. Just verse and translation.
Okay, Prabhuji. Next verse, who would like to read? Sureshwari Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, I'll read Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Text 5. Prachetasa uchuhu swagatam te surarshedhya dishtya darshanam gataha tava chankramanam brahman abhayaya yatarave. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All the Prachetas began to address the great sage Narada. O great sage, O Brahmana, we hope you met with no disturbances while coming here. It is due to our great fortune that we are now able to see you. By the traveling of the sun, people are relieved from the fear of the darkness of night, a fear brought about by thieves and rogues. Similarly, your traveling is like the sun's, for you drive away all kinds of fear. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, text 6. Yad adishtam bhagavata shivenadokshajena cha tadgraheshu prasaktanam prayasha kshapitam prabho. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Master, may we inform you that because of our being overly attached to family affairs, We almost forgot the instructions we received from Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, next verse.
Archana Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Should I read Mataji?
Yes, Archana
Screen sharing
Mataji.
is not there, Mataji.
Mataji, it's sharing Mataji. Just 1 second. Archana Mataji, you please continue.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yadadishtam Bhagavada Shivenadokshajena cha tadgriheshu prasaktanam prayasha kshapitam prabhu. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Master, may we inform you that because of our being overly attached to family affairs, we almost forgot the instructions we received from Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. Hare Krishna.
Vrishabhanu Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by Mataji?
No, Mataji, shloka and translation, Mataji.
तन्न प्रत्युतयाध्यात्म ज्ञानं तत्त्वार्थदर्शनं येन्नाजसा तरिष्यामो दुस्तरं भवसागरम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dear Master, kindly enlighten us in transcendental knowledge, which may act as a torchlight by which we may cross the dark nescience of material existence. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
That's
Mataji. Shanti Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Maitreya uvacha iti prachedasam prushto Bhagavannarado munihi Bhagavati uttama shloka Avishtatma praveen rupan. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, being thus petitioned by the Prachetas, the supreme devotee Narada, who is always absorbed in thoughts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, began to reply. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, 8 verses only, no, Prabhuji.
Yes, till 8th. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Canto 4. The canto is titled The Creation of the Fourth Order. Chapter 31, entitled Narada Instructs the Prachetas. And here, the Prachetas, they have left their home, and that's where they see Narad Muni. And they put their wife in charge of a perfect son, who they begot by the blessings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They left home, they came to the seashore, and they started practicing Krishna consciousness, yogasana, mystic yoga. And while they were practicing this pranayama, Narad Muni, he came by to see them. And that's when they got up and they paid obeisances to Narad Muni, and they started glorifying Srila Narad Muni. So these verses are where they have just started glorifying Srila Narad Muni. And here they say that when they see Narad Muni, they say that when you arrive, your arrival is like the sun which dispels the darkness. We also pray, Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, which means that I am in ignorance. Om Jnana Timirandhasya, the darkness of ignorance, Ajnana. Jnananjana Shalakaya. But one who has opened my eyes is my spiritual master, Gurudev. And that is the same example with which they are glorifying Narad Muni, indirectly addressing him as their spiritual master. Just like when the sun comes, all the darkness goes away and the fear of the thieves and rogues goes away. Similarly, when Narad Muni comes, the spiritual master removes the ignorance, the darkness of ignorance. Then we get the light of knowledge revealed by the spiritual master. And then they go ahead and say that we had become so much attached to family affairs that we almost forgot the instructions that we had received from Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. And there is a big backstory to this, which you must have been reading throughout, where in the previous chapter, in 2 chapters before, Narad Muni, he preaches to the father of the Prachetas. His name is Prachini Barhishat. And Narad Muni is preaching to this king Prachini Barhishat. And he told the story of King Puranjana. And the Prachetas, they went to the forest to perform austerity for getting material benedictions. But then, by their great fortune, they met Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva gave him a particular mantra. And by chanting that mantra, they were able to please Lord Vishnu. And then Vishnu arrives. And he tells them, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Varam Vrinidhvam Bhadram Vo Yuyam Me Nripanandani Sohardena Prithak Dharmas Tushtoham Surudena Va. That Vishnu comes and says, my dear sons of the king, I'm very much pleased by your friendly relationships amongst you. All of you are so much engaged in one occupation. That is devotional service. And I'm pleased, so pleased with your mutual friendship that I wish you all good fortune. Now you may ask a benediction of me. And with this, Lord Vishnu is actually emphasizing, I am pleased by your austerities and your mantras, but I am extremely more pleased by your friendship that you have. And that togetherness, that friendship is what has made me come and reveal myself to you. This is exactly what Srila Prabhupada has been telling us in ISKCON. You can please me by how you cooperate amongst each other. Cooperation is more pleasing. Cooperation amongst devotees is more pleasing than individual devotional service. Just like if in a kirtan, one devotee is just chanting and dancing, that's good. Krishna is pleased. That's the purpose of our chanting and dancing, to please Krishna. But if there are several devotees in unison with great friendship and love, dancing together and chanting kirtan together, that is much, much more pleasing to Krishna. So then they received this benediction from Lord Vishnu, and he said, you will beget great sons. They came back, they were engaged in family affairs, and then after that, they themselves left their home after their sons had grown up. And now in their humility, they are saying, Narad Muni, so nice you have come, because we had got association and instructions from Lord Shiva, from Lord Vishnu, and then we went into family life and we almost forgot it. Actually, that was not the case, but they, in their humility, were saying that. We almost forgot. Almost forgot. Doesn't mean they forgot completely. But in this way, they are glorifying Narad Muni, and they are requesting, please enlighten us with your transcendental knowledge, which may act as torchlight by which we can cross the nescience of material existence. And Narad Muni, if we see, is very unique. He is a very unique preacher. He preaches to so many different kinds of people and in so many different ways with so much compassion. And we can find so many similarities between Srila Prabhupada and Narad Muni. Our dear Srila Prabhupada, he traveled the globe 18 times in 12 years. And same Narad Muni, he is known as the transcendental spaceman. He goes, Narada Muni bajai veena Radhika Ramana name. He goes around the universe, traveling, singing Radhika Raman, the name of Radhika Raman. And in the same way, Srila Prabhupada, he went all over the globe preaching and spreading Krishna consciousness. Both are very compassionate, and because of their compassionate nature, they have a special ability to preach to different kinds of people. We will see Narad Muni has disciples in general public, has disciples who he can preach to, even kings. He can even preach to thieves and rogues. He can even preach to animals and non-humans. Even there, in animal kingdom, he has many disciples. And similarly, Srila Prabhupada, his disciples from the general public, but then there are great, very royal, rich people that are his disciples. Srila Prabhupada has preached to ministers and presidents and prime ministers, so many great statesmen. He would preach to priests of different religions. And with everyone, he had an understanding of how to preach to them in such a way that it will attract their hearts to Krishna consciousness. It's not that he would say the same thing to everyone, but depending on what kind of their mentality is. With statesmen, he will talk more about how we can solve material problems with spiritual solutions. With general public, he would say, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. With priests, Christian priests, Srila Prabhupada would say, your Bible says, thou shalt not kill. Why are you killing? He would not tell them specifically to chant Hare Krishna, but he would preach to them Krishna consciousness according to what is relevant to them. And that is a great art. Not generally a preacher, when we preach to one kind of people, and that's our comfort zone, and we are happy with that. But preaching to different people, we have to have that compassion and that inspiration from the Paramatma to understand the other person's heart. And same with Narad Muni. Narad Muni preached to the general public. He preached to princes, which are the prachetas. He preached to the kings, like Prachini Bharishat that we read about, the father of the prachetas. He preached to Chitraketu. That is the famous story of Harsha Shoka in the previous cantos about King Chitraketu. He preached to thieves and robbers, and we all know how he transformed Valmiki, who was so sinful apparently that he was not able to take the name of Lord Rama. And Narad Muni told him, you just chant Mara. And he chanted Marama, Rama, 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 and it became Rama. That is the expert nature of Narad Muni, understanding people's hearts. He even had both Srila Prabhupada and Narad Muni had disciples in non-human species. Narad Muni had a disciple who was a snake. Srila Prabhupada had a disciple who was a ghost. If we see in the Abhay Charan series, we see that he initiated a ghost, and where he in the house that he had bought, and by reading Srimad Bhagavatam and chanting Hare Krishna, he liberated him. In the Abhay Charan series, it's shown. Similarly, Narad Muni had a snake disciple, and this snake was very poisonous, very deadly, and he would go and he would bite all the villagers. So Narad Muni was passing by this village. He said, why is no one here at all? Why is not anyone here on the streets? And he understood. He heard there is a snake. So he went directly to the snake and preached. And the snake was transformed. And Narad Muni gave him initiation and gave the instruction to snake, do not bite. So he said, yes, Gurudev. And Narad Muni left. After a few months, when Narad Muni came back, oh, there's my snake disciple. Let me go and meet him. And when he came there, he saw that there were a bunch of kids who were beating the snake with sticks and teasing him and playing with him. And Narad Muni said, he had the kids go away and protected the snake disciple, and the snake disciple had blood coming out. And Narad Muni said, "What happened? You were the poisonous snake. How come you are so much beaten up?" And Narad Muni and the snake said, "Well, Gurudev, you said that I should not bite. So I don't bite now, but because everyone knows that I will not bite, so they come here and they beat me with sticks, and I can't do anything." So Narad Muni said, my dear snake, I asked you not to bite, but you can always raise your hood to protect yourself. Don't bite them, but raise your hood. Just uh, imitate as if you're going to bite, but don't bite them. But you need to protect yourself. And through him, he gave all of us that teaching that, yes, being humble does not mean that we allow others to exploit us. We need to protect ourselves. If they are exploiting us in the service of Krishna, then it's good, because we are serving Krishna. That's the purpose of life. But if they're exploiting us for their own sense gratification and egoistic pleasures, we should, we don't want to harm them, but we need to raise our hood to protect ourselves. So that is very important. And Narad Muni had disciples in the thief, in the non-human body as well. And Srila Prabhupada would say that in Srimad Bhagavatam it is said, Narad Muni was cursed by Daksha Prajapati that he will never be able to stay at any one place. And that's why he keeps traveling. Because Daksha Prajapati, he begot 1,000 sons, because he's Prajapati. His role is to flood the world with many offsprings. So he begot 1,000 sons. And he sent those sons to perform austerities so they can become strong and then beget more sons of their own. So as they were performing austerities for material advancement, Narad Muni came and preached to those 1,000 sons. Why are you doing this? Your austerities are of no use if it is for material advancement, if it is not for spiritual advancement. I'm trying to remember the verse. Prasidati jadi hari tapasa tatha kim. Aradhyato yadi hari tapasa tatha kim. Naradhyato yadi hari tapasa tatha kim. Narad Muni told them that if your austerities are not satisfying Hari, Vishnu, then what is the use of your austerities? And if your austerities are satisfying Vishnu, then what is the point of doing austerities? Aradhyato yati Hari, tapasa tatha kim. If you are worshipping Lord Hari, what is the use of your austerities? And if you're not worshipping Lord Hari, then what is the use of your austerities? And like this, he convinced those 1,000 sons of Prajapati to actually transform their austerity into spiritual austerity. And they became brahmacharis and they went back home, back to Godhead. And Daksha Prajapati was so angry. 1,000 sons, and the whole purpose was so they can flood the world with offsprings, and you make them brahmacharis? No problem. He again begot 1,000 sons, 1,000 more, and he asked them to perform austerities. And Narad Muni came again. He made them brahmacharis, and they left. They went back home, back to Godhead. And so Daksha Prajapati was very, very angry, and he cursed Narad Muni. You will not be able to stay at any one place. And Srila Prabhupada said similarly, the parents of my disciples have also cursed me. And I accept that curse coming down in parampara from Narad Muni. Narad Muni is also in the Brahma Sampradaya. He is the disciple of Lord Brahma. He is one of the great acharyas and the Mahajans in our Sampradaya. So Srila Prabhupada said, we take that curse in our parampara, that we keep on traveling. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada, Narad Muni are very, very similar. And so Narad Muni had one disciple. His name was Kailash. And Narad Muni went to the spiritual world because he's the transcendental spaceman. He can go anywhere in the universe, in the creation, in the material universe, spiritual universe. So he went to Vaikuntha. He met Krishna, and Krishna was very happy. And when he saw Narad Muni, he said, Narad Muni, come, come, come. I'm so happy today. Choose one disciple of yours. And whatever state that disciple is in, I will allow him to come to Vaikuntha and come to the spiritual world, back home, back to Godhead. And so Narad Muni said, really? Yes, this is a bumper offer. And so Narad Muni went and he remembered Kailash. I will ask Kailash to come. And so Narad Muni came to his house, knocked his door. Kailash opened, my dear Gurudev, please come, please sit. And he started serving Narad Muni. And Narad Muni said, do you know what? This is a very special deal that I'm giving to you. Krishna has said that any disciple of mine can come, any one disciple of mine can come to the spiritual world, to Vaikuntha. So I remembered you. I have come to take you. Come, let's go. And this disciple was Kailash, became hesitant. What? Now? Narad Muni, right now? And Narad Muni said, yes, that's the purpose of our life, right? He said, yes, yes, purpose of our life is to please Krishna, to go back home, back to Godhead. Yes, so I've come to take you right away. And Kailash said, no, 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 not now, not right now. I will come with you to the spiritual world, but not right now. Right now, I just got married and my wife is pregnant. Let me see my son and then I will come with you. And so Narad Muni said, I don't know how long Krishna will open this offer. Okay, I'll come after a couple of years and then you can come. Yes, yes, Narad Muni, I will definitely come. So then imagine if the same offer is given to us and we are told we can go to the spiritual world, but we have to go right now, like right this moment. This is what we have been chanting for. Are we ready? That's a question we need to ask each of us, ourselves. And then Narad Muni came after a few years. So Kailash, are you ready? Are you satisfied after seeing your son's face? Yes, Narad Muni, yes, yes, I'm very happy. but I will come to you with the spiritual world, to the spiritual world. But, my son, he just got admitted to a school, and then my wife is not able to take care of him properly. Let me let him become independent. Let him complete his education. Then I will come. Narad Muni said, I don't know how long this offer will be. But okay, I'll come after a few years. So then Narad Muni came after a decade. Kailash, are you ready? Kailash said, my dear Narad Muni, right now my son, he just completed his education and he just got married. Let me see my grandson's face and then I will come. Narad Muni said, oh my God, what are you doing? This is a very, very important offer. All right. So Narad Muni left and he came back after a few years. Kailash, have you seen your grandson? Um, yes, yes, yes. I have seen my grandson, but let him grow a little more. Then again Narad Muni came. This time he said, Kailash, where are you? He couldn't find Kailash. And he asked the people around. And his son said that, well, my father, Kailash, he died. Narad Muni said, wow, he had a special offer and he died. Anyway, Narad Muni was going back dejected, and there was a dog that came, started barking at Narad Muni. And Narad Muni said, what is this dog doing? And the dog said, wow, wow, I'm Kailash. And Narad Muni said, Kailash, you are in this dog's body? Yes, yes, Narad Muni, what can I do? My son, he has grown, but he is very careless. He keeps the door open sometimes and goes out. So I'm here just taking care of the house to make sure that no thief enters the house. So I'm protecting the house. Narad Muni said, Kailash, now also you can come with me to the spiritual world. Leave this dog's body. Let's go. And Kailash said, no, no, please, let me just take care of my son and then I will come. Then Narad Muni came after a few years and he started looking for that dog and he started asking, hey, there was this dog roaming around here taking care of this house. Where is he? And people said, well, that dog died. And Narad Muni, being so compassionate, was so dejected. The dog died. Kailash died again. And then there was the snake. And a snake came. Narad Muni, I am Kailash. Kailash, you are in snake's body now. Come, let's go. Even from the snake's body, I can take you to the spiritual world. And Kailash, the snake, said, my dear Narad Muni, there is, when I was in the human form of life, I had this treasure pot which I had buried under this tree. And now, as a snake, I'm protecting it. I'm making sure that this pot is taken care of. And Narad Muni, out of compassion, he called his family members and said, look, there is a snake in your front yard. Go and kill the snake. And everyone came, all of his own relatives came with sticks and started beating the snake and killed the snake. And then Kailash, when he came out, Narad Muni said, let's go. And out of his compassion, Narad Muni took Kailash to the spiritual world. So we all may be laughing at this story, but we need to ask ourselves, are we ready to go to the spiritual world right now? What excuses would we give? Srila Prabhupada said, 2 things to forget and 2 things to remember. 2 things to forget. First thing is forget anything good that we have done to others. forget. Don't expect anything back. Second thing to forget is anything bad that someone has done to us. These two things distract us from the real goal of life. We just keep remembering, oh, this person was so ungrateful to me. I did so many good things to him, and this person did so many bad things to me. But it all amounts to nothing in the end game. At the end of our life, all of this will not matter at all if this is our last breath. So therefore, there are these two things to forget, and there are two things to remember. The first thing to remember is to chant the holy name every day, every moment. The second thing to remember is that this could be our last breath. And we must chant the Hare Krishna mantra as if this is our last mantra, as if this is the last holy name, with that intensity. Then we will always be prepared when the opportunity comes to go back home, back to Godhead. And this is the mercy and compassion of Narada Muni. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada also had a disciple who was actually a thief. He was a thief in Mumbai. His name was Haridas Prabhu. Haridas Prabhu tells, please tell my name to everyone, who, so that Srila Prabhupada's glories can be known. When he was 11, 12 years old, he was in Mumbai streets. He would do petty theft and he would go to the jail. And he would want to go to jail because there were more facilities than he would have on the streets of Mumbai. He would have food, he would have restroom, he would have a place to stay. But one time when he was his task in the jail was to clean the dustbin, and he was cleaning the garbage can, he found a Back to Godhead magazine. And on the top of the Back to Godhead magazine, there was a picture of Srila Prabhupada regally sitting and giving lecture, and his hand was like this. And he saw that in his hand there was a watch. And this Haridas Prabhu, who later became Haridas Prabhu, this thief became attracted to that watch worn by Srila Prabhupada. And he asked around, where will I find Srila Prabhupada? They said, go to Akash Ganga. He went to Akash Ganga building. There they said, go to Hare Krishna land, Juhu. He went to Juhu. And Juhu temple, he met so many devotees. And they said, well, Srila Prabhupada is coming in a few days. So he said, okay. He started staying in the temple. Srila Giriraj Maharaj, Srila Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and many other devotees very lovingly reciprocated with him. And he also forgot all bad qualities, all bad habits and bad activities in the association of devotees. But he had one goal in mind. I want that watch by Srila Prabhupada. So he was pretending as a devotee, but while pretending to be a devotee, he actually became a devotee. And then he came to know that Srila Prabhupada right now is in Hyderabad, and he got a ticket for Hyderabad. He went to the Pandal program in Hyderabad and sat right in front of Srila Prabhupada while looking at Srila Prabhupada's watch. He still had this in mind. I am going to get Srila Prabhupada's watch. And Srila Prabhupada was very much surprised seeing amongst all the non-Indian boys and girls, this Indian boy is sitting here. So after the Pandal program, Srila Prabhupada asked, why are you here? Why were you looking at my watch? And why were you looking at my hand? And Haridas, very openly, he said, Srila Prabhupada, I've come here to steal your watch. Srila Prabhupada said, no, stealing is not a good habit. Here, take my watch. And he gave the watch to Haridas Prabhu. And Haridas Prabhu said, no, Srila Prabhupada, I don't know want your watch. And he became purified, and he actually became Srila Prabhupada's disciple. he he st- he continued to stay in Hare Krishna land, Juhu, for several years, and in 2020 probably, I believe, he one of these yeah, about 10 years ago, he left his body. But even a thief was transformed by Srila Prabhupada. Not just by Prabhupada, by Prabhupada's watch. So in this way, we see that Srila Prabhupada and Narad Muni have so much in common that we can understand Srila Prabhupada is carrying the parampara of Narad Muni. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If there are any questions or comments, we can take now.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी.
Hare Krishna.
प्रभु जी, I I want to share a small experience with you, Prabhu ji. Now, will you permit?
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu ji, when I was in service, I am 30 plus, I think. I have transferred from one place to another place. So, one my Swamiji, his name was Atmananda Puri. So he told me. So I went with Swamiji. I told him, my Prabhuji, Swamiji, I have been transferred from that place to this place. It is far from me, around 250 kilometers away. He told me, no, nothing to worry. You go there. You be prepared for another transferers. And then ultimately, Kala, time will come to take you. He will call you. You prepare for that. First, you prepare for that. In this material world, there is a time for joining and preparation. Whereas that call, he won't be giving you not even a single moment to preparation and all those things. Be ready to depart from this material world. I myself astonished to hear that by hearing the story of Narada Maharshi and this Kailash, I myself astonished, and then I felt so that in the past, in 30 plus only, Supreme Lord has given me this Sandesha, the lesson and the preachings to me. What? This is a great opportunity for me to be in Krishna conscious, to hear and read the Prabhupada's books and then hearing Bhagavatam classes. And this is my, I am not aware of that. I will go into the Krishna conscious in future days. So, Supreme Lord has made me to be in Krishna conscious to hear about the Prabhupada. So I am myself blessed, Prabhuji. I request your kind self, you bless me. Please be in Krishna consciousness till my last breathing. This is my humble request. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranas for giving an opportunity to share my experience. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for sharing this very important message.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you so much for the very blissful class and lots of realization. And as when Prabhu said, the example of Narada Muni and Kailash is always striking. Just what if we are in that stage and how do we answer that call? Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you. As usual, it's a great class. Thank you so much. So much of realization and understanding and learning from this class. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Comparison of Srila Prabhupada and Narada Muni was so wonderful and new realization, Prabhu. So we can meditate on that also, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, if there are no other questions, then we can take your leave. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय थैंक यू प्रभु जी हरे कृष्ण
Dandat pranam.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
थैंक यू
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण थैंक यू प्रभु जी ओम नमः शिवाय
Prabhuji, I think you have to end the class. You are the host, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Oh.